Blackwell. Debbie Wienerman.
Cody Stipes, and we are Duval Voyage Academy.
Picture this. After 13 years of school, students in low-income schools in Jacksonville are receiving a certificate of completion and not a standard high school diploma. Students are unprepared for college, career, or even a job. Duval Voyage Academy offers an alternative to this reality. We are a 9 through 12 career and technical education high school that focuses on agriculture, food, and natural resources, fully integrating these resources into our curriculum, school culture, and the community of the north side of Jacksonville. We empower students with the necessary tools to be both college and career ready. We provide students with the opportunity to choose their own dignified post-secondary path.
Why agriculture? By the year 2050, the world is going to need to feed 9 billion people. Not only is the population exponentially growing, but arable land around the world, especially in developed nations, is rapidly decreasing. What does this mean for our 21st century scholars? It means that the world needs agricultural innovators that know how to increase efficiency of agricultural production while owning the responsibility of being stewards of the land and of our global environment. When we bring this view to a national level, the USDA projects that nearly 60,000 highly skilled agricultural, food, and natural resources related jobs are being added to the marketplace annually. Highly skilled jobs that require workers with post-secondary training and higher education degrees to become the next generation to feed the world, protect the environment, and grow our national economy.
Now, why Florida? And why specifically Duval County? Well, in Florida, agriculture is the second largest industry after tourism and contributes over $4 billion to the state's economy. Duval County has $2 billion invested in agricultural enterprises, and Jacksonville alone has 18,000 related agriculture, food, and natural resources, jobs, and careers. Whether we view agriculture and food and natural resources from a global, a national, or a local level, we as a society have a responsibility to our generation to produce food and to protect the environment.
Why CTE? Currently, Florida's graduation rate is 76%, while Florida's CTE schools boast a graduation rate of 92%. Jacksonville is below the state average with a 74% graduation rate. As you can see here, CTE is working in the state of Florida. We believe that with a CTE focus, we can improve the graduation rate significantly in Duval County. This is one component we will focus on to close the opportunity gap.
We bring career and technical education into DVA through the Career Cluster of Agriculture, Food, and Natural Resources, AFNR. DVA combines an integrated AFNR curriculum, supervised agricultural experience internships, and leadership development through the National FFA organization, formerly known as Future Farmers of America. DVA's successes are only possible with the support of the Jacksonville community. Local businesses and nonprofits provide our students with agricultural experiences and internships. Through a rigorous curriculum with hands-on learning, DVA students are prepared for both college and career. They are empowered to choose their own dignified post-secondary path.
With agriculture, food, and natural resources as the common thread that ties all of our classes together, students have the unique opportunity to apply new knowledge and real experiences. The administrative team at DVA has purposely designed a schedule that supports both teachers and students' personal and professional development. Teacher teams are aligned by content and by grade to allow for interdisciplinary collaboration. Common planning time for teachers has been purposely built into the instructional day.
Take Winston, 10th grade scholar here at DVA, for example. In Winston's first period biology class, he's learning how plants convert sunlight into energy and how that energy is utilized by the plant cells. Then he goes on to second period, where he transitions into his CTE class, and the class is growing seasonal perennials in the greenhouse. With his knowledge of biology, he can assess the growth of plants, make decisions about how to improve the crop, and then sell these perennials at the school's bedding plant sale, which invites the community into the school to support the program.
After his plant science class, he transitioned to English language arts. In English language arts during third period, this is where his classes interacted with nonfiction text. To challenge the students, the English teacher has introduced selections from Silent Spring by Rachel Carson. This seminal piece is about mankind's role in applying environmentally sound practices to agricultural production. The teacher is teaching students closed reading strategies to help further the students' understanding and analysis of the text.
After English, Winston transitions to the accelerated reading, where his teacher works him in a small group to break down chunks of the text to help Winston with his reading comprehension. He's excited to get started on Silent Spring because this ties his lessons in biology and plant science together and is teaching him to be a conscientious agriculturalist.
Now, let's look at Terrence. Terrence is a senior at DVA, and like all seniors, he completes his academic classes in the morning, freeing up his afternoon for an internship at his supervised agricultural experience site. Because he loved his aquaculture class so much, Terrence chose to complete his internship at the BioReef LLC in Jacksonville, where he installs and maintains saltwater aquariums across the city. In conjunction with his internship, Terrence is measuring the growth rate of angelfish in different water temperatures to use as research for his senior capstone project, a culminating assignment that demonstrates what he learned in his 4 years at DVA.
Both of these students have a daily advisory class, which sets aside time for them to set their own goals, engage in social emotional learning, work through the college application process, keep records of their supervised agricultural experiences, and engage in leadership development through FFA.
Students are able to take advantage of internships and hands-on experience through DVA's activation of community resources. The CTE coordinator plays a critical role at DVA by assisting all of its students with their supervised agriculture experience. In this experience, students work directly in the industry and make meaningful connections with what they've learned in class in real-world applications. Students keep records of their experiences and apply for awards and grants through the National FFA organization in their juniors and senior years.
Our CTE coordinators build relationships with community partners to support our students' engagement in every aspect of our school. The Florida Department of Agriculture, 1,000 Friends in Florida, and the Moat Marine Laboratory are just 3 of the many community partnerships that were cultivated by the CTE coordinators to provide learning opportunities for our students.
Service learning is an important element in our students' experience at DVA. For every 6 weeks at the end of the instructional cycle, all students participate in an off-campus service learning project. Through community partnerships and parental involvement, students identify a need, research solutions, and volunteer to serve the Jacksonville community. While students are off campus, the administrative team devotes time to professional development for teachers, utilizing the meeting-wise and data-wise frameworks. Teachers focus on data inquiry protocols and collaborate on the integrated curriculum.
Every decision made at DVA is made with our mission and vision in mind. The purpose of our work is to ensure that students are ready to choose their own dignified post-secondary path. It's an authentic choice that they make and not one that is made for them. We value a student's choice to transition into college as equally as a student's choice to transition immediately into a career. We are committed to ensuring that students are prepared for both college and a career.
Winston was offered a job at Florida Wildlife Federation and was accepted to Florida A&M University. This student decided to accept his job offer at the Florida Wildlife Federation and deferred his enrollment to FAMU for 1 year.
Terrence was accepted to the University of Florida and will be working with the Florida Sea Grant while in college. He also received a job offer from BioReef LLC, where he completed his internship during his senior year, but he opted to accept his offer to the University of Florida.
Duval Voyage Academy accomplished our goal in ensuring that all of our students were both college and career ready. After 4 years at DVA, both Terrence and Winston had the tools to choose their own dignified post-secondary path. So how did DVA get them there?
by execution of our mission and vision from our principal.
Supervise agricultural experiences.
Career and technical education with integrated agricultural curriculum.
Activating community partnerships and internships.
Providing accelerated learning programs to increase reading and math proficiency.
Professional development for instructional leaders.
Graduation is not a destination.
It's the beginning of a voyage.
Great, what's the time?
10:32.
I think you guys have a really clean presentation. I just have one thing I noticed. Cecilia, when you're talking at the very beginning, there's a graph and you're speaking to statistics. This is how minor this is, but on the bottom of the graph, the word says Duval and you say Jacksonville. Since you guys have Duval in your name, I think the graph should also say Duval. Personal preference, if you want to leave it, that's fine too. That was the only time where I was like, oh, that's not quite, like you guys did such a nice job of matching what you were saying to what's on the screen. Like consistently all the way through that was the only time where I was like, wait, and then as I go right, Duval's the county, Jacksonville's the city. Like, I know like Chelsea's from there, so for her it's a natural affiliation, but not all folks, especially our New York parents and grandparents, might not totally put that together right away. I've told you this before, I love your angle, I love your idea. I also love that like everyone on the team is clearly really passionate about it, although I know actually this is your background. Like I know I can talk to Sharifa and she would be just as passionate, and that's really neat that you guys have all owned this. You've owned the location, you've owned the idea, so nice job on that. And then my only piece of feedback, and I think this will just come with practice, is when you're clicking, or I would just say to practice clicking and talking. I think some of the slides, when it's like all pictures, specifically with Ashley's slide with the different agriculture things, even though I've seen the presentation, I kept thinking like, ooh, what's gonna pop up next? Maybe when it's just all pictures, click through that pretty quickly so that instead of anticipating the transition, folks are just keying into what she's saying. And then same, the only two times I really saw that as an issue was with Ashley's slide with the photos and then with Sharifa's slide with the bubbles of the different content. That could almost come in maybe all at once. Just because I kept thinking like, oh, there's ELA and there's math. You could just either do them quickly or just do it as one transition. On the flip side, phenomenal job of like Ashley saying a logo or an organization, the logo coming up right away. Like Cody, it's very clear you've been practicing like with the script, like very, very smooth. Very smooth. So nice job. Like, I mean, keep it up. Great job, guys.
This is leaps and bounds stronger than Tuesday, and it's that way for a few reasons. So like there is like clear concision across slides. So like in terms of formatting, in terms of design, all of those things are very, very clear. Your narrative has also shifted a bit, and so one of the clear pieces there was sort of defining career and technical education, but also consistently using it throughout the course of the presentation. Also, like the dignified post-secondary access, that is like clear, I get it, all right, I know that you're gonna talk about that. One piece of feedback that might help sort of structurally, there's a slide where you highlight your pillars, and then they move down to the bottom of the slide. This is like super picky. I might just like outline those so like I understand that they're your pillars, because you later reference them again at the very end by saying like, how do we do this? And they show, right? But they show with like 3 other things. And there might be a way to sort of visually represent that as like your pillars, and then how those other things come off of those pillars.
Can I ask you a quick question on that?
Yeah.
Do you think it would be helpful if like there were 3 boxes at the bottom, and then as they come through the middle, they go down to their specific parts, or like as they come from the middle and they go down a pillar?
The movement, yeah, so the movement of it is fine. I just think organizationally, because you have both an image and a text, context, it might just be helpful to.
Thank you.
Great job. Go Gators.